What's up, Party Rental people? This is Justin from Party Rental Knowledge. This is the first official Party Rental Knowledge podcast, and I'm with my buddy, the tent guy, Adam.
Hey.
How you doing, Adam?
Good.
So pretty much just figured we'd start this off in YouTube, and then we're going to go into my Facebook group after this and do the after party. That's what the podcast will be called for my Facebook group, the after party. So now we basically have a subject today. That subject is going to be, what was the subject at? I just lost my train of thought. It was literally like, how do you adapt to certain situations? It's kind of like a broad question, but how do you adapt to a problem? Let's say you forget a blower, or you forget something or a part, or you overbook. There's multiple different ways that you go about it. You don't just give up. You have to adapt. So I liked how your question, like your answer to this question, was how you started like Ubering parts back and forth.
Right. Instead of sending someone all the way back to the warehouse and then back again to get a piece, you can just Uber it. Or one time like an hour and a half away, we forgot like 20 napkins, and I didn't want to do it at the end of the day, and I didn't want to pay other people to do it. So I just had an Uber bring them up to the place.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, a few times I've actually just had I lost a blower or something like that. I left one at the warehouse or something like that, and I just call. Well, at that time, my mom. It was my mom. It was all at her house, pretty much in the back garage. So I just called my mom. She would come and give me all that stuff for the most part if I forgot something. But as far as other people too, there's a few other people that I rely on, and I keep everything in a certain place, because that's another thing. If you have everything organized, you're missing something, you can easily get it located in your warehouse. Because if it's like, oh, you got to dig through 7 inflatables to go get that blower that's buried in the corner, like you can't call anybody to just go do that for the most part.
Right.
We got 2 people viewing right now.
Nice. A common one is the people think the tent's going to fit like a 20 by 20. And, on the contract and everywhere it says how much space you really need, 26 by 26 minimum. And then you show up and it's like barely 20 by 20. It might not even be 20 by 20 area. And then you got to figure out how to get this tent in the air by tying one thing to a tree, by crawling through some bushes to put a stake in. Like, I've never actually just said, no, we can't do it. We just figure out a way to do it. I mean, that would look the best, but the 20 by 20 is still up.
Yep. There's been those times too where your bounce house or your inflatable is up against something, and you gotta, instead of put a stake in the ground, you gotta adapt and tie it off to a fence or something like that. They say you're not supposed to do that though too. It's not supposed to be a fixed surface. So I leave a little bit of slack in the line just for that, but they technically say it's not supposed to be a fixed surface. It's supposed to give a little bit. Same thing with the tent. Like right. It's supposed to technically have a little bit of play. It's actually really interesting. If you guys have any questions, you go ahead and put them in the comments right here. We'll answer them. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Check us out. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And then we'll do the after party afterward in the Facebook group. Jumper Mania Party Rentals, definitely. Where are you from, Jumper Mania? And looks like you probably do a lot of bounce houses. I wonder, do you have tents as well? So yeah, this is just getting started, and we're going to be doing this a lot more on schedule and more frequently. I also post 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now. Definitely before we actually go into the busy season. I don't know what's I might slow it down a little bit during the busy season. I have to figure it out. But if I can film a lot of content, then I can give it out to you guys more. So we got one question.
Or he's commenting about his experience.
Yeah. When you show up to an order, they also say, are you able to stake? And it's concrete and you didn't bring enough sandbags. Yeah, I always charge in those situations. And I've even had to, like, listen, I have to go set these other things up because they're on a time zone or a time schedule. So let me do all the stuff. All I have to do is drop the sandbags off and I'll maybe even have somebody else just come over and drop the sandbags off and try and do that. But I literally will do the entire setup and just like power and everything, and then just not have the sandbags. So all they have to do is go there and actually just put the sandbags on there. You can't really do that with a tent if you forget the stakes. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Or even if you forget the water barrels or something like that, or you always have to bring the water barrels first because you have to have the weights.
Yeah, a bounce house you can leave. You can put it where it needs to go uninflated and then come back with the sandbags.
They got 20 wides. They got. Yep. I did the same thing. 20 wides is simple. Do you sub out your stuff? I actually my cousin's getting married. Yay! But yeah, she wants me to help her out and whatnot. She needs a dance floor, a photo booth, 150 people wedding. She's like, yeah, you could be my bodyguard at the reception. I'm like, I'm gonna be drunk at your reception. So I'll make sure the tent don't fall down. That's about it. Like,
right. But you gotta find a tent though.
Yeah, I just gotta call. It's not hard to find a tent. I just gotta source one and stuff like that. I told her I'll do it for her because it's better than her calling. Just had me calling because I guess I know a thing or two about this stuff. But
right.
But any more questions? Any more people that want to throw their 2 cents in? Adam, what up? So that we were talking about adapting. So I was gonna go to Adam. It's only like 3 hours away from me, and I was gonna actually drive to his house today so I can go on do this live. We can just do it together in the same room, kind of one big screen. It'd be fun. But things change. I also do snow plowing, and it snowed last night, so I had to stay over here in Buffalo and do my other job and make sure I actually have some money coming in because I have responsibilities. But maybe I'll actually do a surprise live or something like this week because I think I am going to go visit this week still, as long as it doesn't keep snowing over here. But it's finally snowing. It doesn't snow in Buffalo too much. But back to tents and party rentals and bounce houses. You said the first time you set up a bounce house when I brought one over to you, right?
Yeah. Back when I worked for Taylor Rental, they had 2 bounce houses, but they were like over the counter. Like people just came and picked them up, and they were disgusting. They never cleaned them. Mildew everywhere. Today, I just took a deposit on a tent that I don't have. I'm all booked up for the particular date that they want, and they needed a 40 by 100. That's a $5,000 order, and they gave me $1,300 for a deposit, and I said yeah. So I gotta go sub-rent a tent for that particular date because $1,450 is the tent, and the rest is the stuff I have. So I didn't say no to it because I'm going to be making $3,500 of all my stuff under the tent. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna find a 40 by 100 from someone else to put up.
Yeah, that's the way to go. All right, we got a question for me, and then we got a question for you. It says, for Justin, how many inflatables do you have? See, I'm like in the process of buying and selling a few right now. So my number is like fluctuated, but it's over 20. And it was all the way up to like 28 at one point. But then I'm trying to get it down. Let's just say that I don't need that much stuff. I bought a bunch of stuff because it was good investments, and I still rented it out, and I'm just gonna quick flip it for the most part. I'm just finding out what fits. And kind of for the most part, I got a bunch of money in inflatables. You want to buy something? Hit me up. For Adam, how many tents do you got?
I always hate that question because it seems like the number of tents determines how much you make. But so I actually have no idea. 30 something maybe. I got 2 40 wides, 5 30 wides, and a bunch of 20 by 20s, and then some frame tents, and then some like 10 by 10s and 15 by 15 frame tents. For me, it's more about what goes under the tent. Like some rep one time told me like the tent is like the bread in a sandwich. You make your money on what's under it. So like I try to push definitely the dance floor, the plates and stuff, the lights, the tables and chairs, obviously.
You offer, for anybody that doesn't know, why don't we just figure it? Let's give you a little bit of introduction to what do you have in your company? Like name all the parts of your company because it's pretty big and spread out a little bit. So how about you explain that a little bit? Because I think it's wonderful. You got like many pieces of the pie.
So the main company is me, tents, tables, and chairs and stuff. And then there was only one company in the area doing dishes. They went out of business, and I was like, all right, let's get into dishes, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't want anything to do with it. So I created another company with one of my friends who was an employee, and he owns part of the dish part of the company. So like we've never had a complaint about dirty dishes, never, because he actually has ownership and cares. And then we're at every single wedding, and then the same guy is showing up, dropping off restroom trailers. And I'm like, well, I guess it's time to get into restroom trailers. So with my office manager and another friend, we bought 2 restroom trailers. That's kind of another separate company too. However, when a customer calls, they just deal with my main company, and then we just I just give checks to the other companies or whatever. But so my main money is weddings and catering stuff, like renting out. Like I could do a $5,000 wedding, and then the caterer is in a 20 by 20 with the dishes, the ovens, the fridges, all this stuff, and that alone could be $2,500 just for that 20 by 20 filled with all that stuff. So it's like a $7,500 wedding, and half or a quarter of it is just in a 20 by 20 catering tent.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to get to the many pieces of the pie for the most part. I'm trying to get what I'm really trying to do is differentiate myself from my competition, and get some stuff that's different, because it's bounce house is different in tents. You can't really be too different. You can be in a tent company by the different services you offer. You made yourself different in that sense, whereas in like bounce houses company or a party rental company, event rental company, you literally can be different by just going and buying one piece of equipment. Just makes you just, you know what I mean? Because it can rent so much in your area. Nobody has that in your area, and suddenly you're known for that, and you're different from them until they buy the same thing. Maybe it's weird. Like some people have, like there's people that have zip lines and all kinds of stuff.
No, you don't.
Okay, it got me. I'm sitting here like, what are you talking about? Who is that? I can't even tell who that is. I love this like podcast and these people. These are great. He got me. He told me I had a booger in my right nostril, and I don't. And I totally swiped at it. Adam, we are rearranging our dish section and how we store them. Where do you buy your colored dish racks?
RSS distributors. I think they actually became the only people to sell that particular rack. So for people who don't know, what I do is color code the dish, the glasses racks. Like I got a blue rack for water, brown rack for like beer, because beer is kind of brown, yellow rack for champagne, because champagne's kind of yellow, red for wine. And then they only have so many colors. So then what you can do is you can buy the top section just in a different color. Like all my vintage stuff is in a gray rack, and only the top ring, the top section is a different color, so that we can differentiate them easily.
Yeah, that's a decent question. Here, you had this other one too. Also, do you use wire racks or milk crates for the plates? We use wire racks currently, thinking about doing milk crates.
We have this one color that I bought from a restaurant. Like they had like 200 plates, and we have those in milk crates. It works fine for dinner plates, but it does not work for anything smaller, because then they just want to move around in there. I actually like the wire racks better. I just feel like you can attach them into the truck or trailer with ratchets easier. Also, like you can literally wash them, put them in wet, and then bring them. And by the time you get there, they're dry. And then if it's important to you, then you can bag them before you take them out of the truck. But I like the wire racks way better. I think they're easier. Also, if the plates come back not that dirty, in the wire rack, you can just put it in the dishwasher and clean it, instead of having to take them all out and put them in specific racks for the dishwasher.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So
if they come back dirty though, you can't clean them in the wire racks.
yeah, you still gotta clean them and take them out and check them and stuff like that. But you don't have to be changing racks for the most part. You gotta always wash the dishes correct, especially when you're doing this type of stuff because they'll just want to discount all this. Oh, this plate was dirty. These plates were dirty.
Yeah,
You don't want to deal with that either. Then it's quality. Then they don't want to come back to you either, too.
Yeah, so we work with this one caterer all the time who switched from his previous rental company because quality was bad. He was actually using buckets, like big giant white buckets, and all his plates went in there. And every time you open the bucket, the plates would be mildewed.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
So you don't want a sealed system most likely because of the moisture and all that. It makes sense.
Right. They have to be really dry before you bag them up, whether it's going to be in milk crates or the wire racks.
Yeah, because you bag them up for the dust, so the dust doesn't get on them once they're clean.
Yeah, because I mean they're sitting around the warehouse, they're in the truck, yeah. And we buy the bags directly from RSS too. It has like a kind of a logo that says "Thanks for choosing your local party rental company." I think you can pay to have like your own logo on there, but it's not worth it. Just the party rental, people just come in and rip into it anyways. So it's already got like a little logo, a party rental logo on there anyways.
Yeah, I like that. That's interesting. I was actually thinking about here's my question: Schaefer dishes and Schaefer racks. Like I was thinking about getting the wired racks because I see people renting those out around here. You can buy them for like $2-3 and rent them out for the same amount of money. And then you just because you're really renting out the sterno and giving them the sterno bags. What is a box of sterno? It's like $50 for a box of sterno or something.
I don't even know. We just buy it. We just buy them.
Comes like $1 a piece.
Yeah. Chafing, if you're not into dishes and stuff, like any company not into dishes, you can start off with just chafing dishes, which is the big metal pan with the top. Years before I got into dishes, I had chafing dishes and 100-cup coffee makers and whatever. And even though my warehouse at that time didn't have water, I would just bring those things home and clean them because you can buy them for $30, like the entire unit, and rent it out for $15 each time.
All right, here's a good one. Serious question. What is your biggest motivation to continue the party rental industry? There's so many goods and bads, but ultimately for you guys, what is your motivation? I can't get away from this stuff personally. Ooh, my head. You guys can hear me, but I can't hear myself, so it's weird. Hold on a second. But I personally can't get away from this stuff. Sorry, my headset came off. I love this industry so much. I love I just like going to a house and seeing a little kid happy. Like it's cool. It's fun. And then it's just this industry is also very good money. It makes some good money doing this stuff. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort. I also like business in general. So like bounce house, like Adam doesn't market, but I do a lot of marketing and it's a lot of crazy marketing and stuff like that. There's a lot of competitive marketing. He's not in a competitive market. I'm in a competitive market. I kind of like that stuff. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me business savvy. I'm only 25 and I don't know anything, but I know a lot. And being in an aggressive environment, you learn. I'm one of those throw me to the fire type people, and you know what I mean. So I learned. I have no problem getting punched in the face and falling down and getting right back up. So that's I like that. And there's a lot of that industry in this industry with the ups and downs. There's a lot of people trying to punch you in the face and put you down, and you just got to get right back up and keep doing your own thing. Focus on you, and then. You know what I mean? One day you might be buying them out pennies on the dollar. One day you might be best friends with them for the most part. But you got to hold your ground, put your foot down, and just do the right thing and worry about you. Worry about your company. Worry about what's good for you. If you're starting to get a bad back, hire more employees and your goal should be trying to get yourself to you're not setting these things up and you're just managing them if you have a bad back. Not necessarily get out of the industry. There's, you know what I mean? Pick your problems, pick your battles. Me personally, I think I'm going to be in this for for a long time. What about you, Adam?
I just like working for myself and working with people that are cool. Like we just make fun of each other all day. We're outside, even when it's raining, it's still fun. Making your own decisions, helping other people out, like, the other people that run the other aspects of my company, giving them opportunities because they've been there for me for a long time. I like showing up to places that you would literally never see anywhere. Like I've told this story, you've heard this before, but near me is a training center for terrorists, to handle terrorists like in a town. So this old airport has been turned into a fake town, and we deliver stuff there sometimes. And we're literally driving through a fake town. There's buildings that look like, stores or whatever. And then they just run terrorist training in there. And I don't know, I just like pretty much everything about it. I mean, yeah, there's the bad things, but over time you decide like, oh, those bad things aren't worth it anymore. Like I'm getting out of linens. I just don't like linens. I'm selling off certain equipment that just doesn't go out that much, and that's kind of a hassle. And just like narrowing my focus to the things that really make me money in my area. And to comment on his, I market the only way that I need to, which is Google AdWords. All I have to do is Google. I don't have to spend time on Facebook or anything else. I'm the only one in my area that does Google AdWords because everyone's a little older, old school.
It's cheap over by you. Like some of the search terms by me are outrageously priced. I'm probably going to do a video just on what some of the search terms in the industry are in my area, because I think that'd be an interesting video for all you techie people who really can understand all that stuff. Because personally, I'm still just understanding it. That's why I haven't done the video in the first place. But there's, yeah, man, you know what I mean? You know how aggressive Buffalo is. I wish I was in an area like you.
Right. All I have to do is do Google so that when they search for me, search for my services, I'm there, and all I have to do is answer the phone.
Yeah. There's like you got 3 different people competing for search terms and all kinds of like listen, I talk about doing SEO in these groups, and it's like, oh, I'm number 1 in Buffalo. I'll be number 1 in Buffalo. I'm number 1 in Buffalo. Like, oh, you're not going to be number 1 because I'll be number 1. I'm like, oh no, I'll be number 1. So
right,
but they know a lot more than me.
Bounce houses is a whole different game.
It's so aggressive, but it's like you really want to learn. Like you want to get into something and you want a good foundation. If you're in your 20s, go start renting bounce houses and go start renting party rental items, because you're going to sit there and make so much money. And even if you don't make a dime, you're going to get so much experience for like whatever avenue you start to decide. You start working on your website. Now you're learning website design for any future aspect. You start doing marketing. So now you know Google AdWords. You start doing there's so many different things that you can achieve by just like building a good foundation. You could build a really good foundation for business in general, just starting a party rental company. So we got more questions from A1 Century Tents, Jordan. I'm going to have him on here soon too. He's actually got concrete in the back of his in his company. He sells that too, and I wanted to talk to him about it because I actually grew up doing construction too. I'm Italian, so I know a thing or two about concrete as well. What's the weirdest item y'all rent out? We have a twin bed that folds like a ping pong table. We also have cribs. It's funny, actually. My one company that I worked for and was trained on tents for, big tents, they have a ton of beds that they rent out for a hotel. They have a whole like upper floor full of them, and they rent them out all the time for conferences and stuff like that, like cots or whatever.
Right. Yeah, when I worked for Taylor Rental, there was a few beds. I've gotten a few calls for beds, but those are weird items, crib and beds generally, but cribs for sure. I don't really have anything weird. I have a horse trailer. I'd say that's the weirdest thing. It's like kind of a new trend, a horse trailer turned into a bar. And right now that's kind of weird, but people seem to love it.
Yeah, I have a weird item that's not up like running yet, but it will be. And I like my competitors can see this for whatever. If they want to get into it, it's more power to you. So I have a trailer that was made for carnival, and it's called a side joint. So that's what when you go down the midway or just down the average, you're going down the row of games. Try not to get too crazy in the curry lingo here. When you go down the row of games, there's the games that are in the middle of the so you can access them from all four sides, or there's the games that are only to put up against the outside. You can only access them from one way. That's a side joint. Then there's a mid joint. So I have a side double, so it's got two like 10-foot bays on it. So it's like a 20-foot trailer, and just read one of the comments that says Italians only know how to eat spaghetti. That's true. But anyways, yeah, so the trailer can be used versatile. I'm going to put like 20 different games in it, maybe even more. And I can do games that other people can't do because I grew up in a carnival. So and even if you do the same game as me, you're not going to be able to teach your employees or man them yourself the way I can man a carnival game growing up in the carnival. So the experience is what you're selling here. We don't rent inflatables and we don't rent party stuff. We rent an experience. And that's what I try to teach people too, because like that's the difference between somebody renting an inflatable for $50 and somebody renting an inflatable for $200. Same inflatable. The experience. So that trailer, boom, then I could get different prize packages in that trailer. So not only can they choose different games, but now they have teddy bears that you give for free. So they can buy 100 stuffed animals, and I just give them away. And it's all at a certain price point. So now it's not like the carnival where I have to worry about trying to make money getting rid of these stuffed animals. Everybody's having fun. They're just coming over here and doing whatever. They're going to get something. It's coming out of the customer's pocket, not your pocket. And the cool part about it is you'll actually like sometimes nobody will even show up. It's not your problem. It's the customer's problem because they didn't advertise. They don't care that you did everything wonderful. And then they'll even let you keep all those stuffed animals and you can just rent them to the next job. It's a very interesting concept. But you got to have a trailer and all that. I have one sitting from being in the carnival and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, he's the bearded lady.
I'm not the bearded lady.
Yeah.
I'm the world's strongest man.
Oh, okay.
No. No, you got she said jumper party or he, I don't know if it's a girl or boy. It's hard to tell from all this stuff. We started with 3, now I have over 30 inflatables. How long did it take you to do that? And it gets tough to manage people and clean, also COVID. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Here's that spaghetti comment. But it's actually getting close to that time. We're actually going to take this whole chat and we're going to go to my Facebook group. I'm trying to do multiple channels and be everywhere. So we're going to take this and end this at 8:30, and we're going to start this over in Party Rental Knowledge Group on Facebook. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel down below. There's Adam right here. You got to go check out his channel too.
And then at 9:30, I do Tuesday tent talks. So there's a lot of stuff happening on Tuesdays, I guess, because you had to pick Tuesday as well.
I'm not trying to make Kobus mad at EPA. He's kind of got Monday locked right now. I don't want to make him mad or do anything, so I'm just doing Tuesdays, and in this way, like today, you know what I mean? I can go ahead and jump from here, and then we're gonna go into Facebook, and then boom. After that, I will be on live on your channel today because your person rescheduled. So it helps us all out. I think everybody likes listening to us talk too. We got 8 people in here now, but check out Party Rental Knowledge Group. He said, Randy's, you're killing me. Yeah. Randy's a diehard fan. If you don't know, he's gonna get the tent dye tattoo.
No,
we will pay for it, but he will get the tent dye tattoo. He said he would.
No, my ex-wife talked. We were in Vegas, and I was going to get my logo of my company on my shoulder tattooed, and she talked me out of it. Jumper Man, what's your website?
Jumper Mania. I know. I'm trying to get my website up and running too.
You might be talking about your Facebook group.
No, he's talking about Jumper Mania Party Rentals. This other person that's right here.
Oh, gotcha. Oh.
But all right, we're okay. Everybody, the link is not in this description actually, because I've been slacking. So you're gonna have to go ahead. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible host right now. So you have to go into one of my videos, and then all my any other video, you'll be able to find my Facebook group. But I'm still learning here, people. and I got a link. There's a bunch of linking and computer work to be involved to make sure this is pretty fluent. And I just learned a lesson. So you guys are all guinea pigs for the most part. But like I said, check out Party Rental Knowledge Group. Like and subscribe. I love all you people. Keep up the good work. Keep renting out fun. And I'm ending it now. Bye.